What is good, y'all? Xeno 2.0 here. Now, I wanted to talk briefly about why I think Xenoblade Chronicles 3's Lucky 7 is actually one of the most insane things we've seen in a while in Xenoblade games. Now, there are things that are very similar to this, in my opinion, when it comes to the games, but I want to go in depth as to why I think this is kind of broken and very, very strong currently. Upon activation of Lucky 7, Noah is given invincibility for a short amount of time. Switching to any party member using Glittering Melody will now pause the invincible timer on Noah. However, if you have this on Mio, you can interlink with Noah, quickly hop out, and share the buffs that you have onto you with everyone else using the signifier Share All art. Now from here you can see that all of my party members are now invincible, and if we just keep on spamming Glittering Melody, making sure we pause the timer constantly, we will now be invincible for the entire fight. Now one question you might ask is what happens if Noah gets out of the stance? What happens if he gets out of Lucky 7? Will he still be granted invincibility? And yes, he will still have invincibility as long as you keep the pause timer going, and what makes this very, very strong is he will get Lucky 7 eventually, because your Glittering Melody not only pauses the timer on buffs, but it also recharges all the arts at your disposal, so you can now keep on doing your arts constantly to build towards that talent art, which is just going to keep on giving the party their talent art, which is Glittering Melody. Oh, we're not done. There's even more broken stuff about Lucky 7 that I wanted to talk about. So in Xenoblade Chronicles 1 we had something called Insta-kill, and in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 there was something called Doom. Now Doom was pretty much also an insta-kill. The only ways you could resist this was having a Dark Blade type element, which pretty much was only really available to a certain amount of characters like Telos, and especially Poppy Cutie Pie when you change her element. Now in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Lucky 7 has this ability not only on an art that has multiple hits, but he can pretty much insta-kill anything around. This is an AOE attack on top of that. So Lucky 7 is out here just doing fucking Virgil Rapid Blades, and he can get insta-kills off rip. So this is actually really, really strong, and it's actually really a funny sight to see. There's a lot of clips on Twitter of this happening where they pretty much use this to farm, and it actually is one of the best ways to farm currently in the game in my opinion. And it is very, very strong how you can just do this. By the way, even auto attacks can inflict doom, which is an insta-kill. But wait, there's more. On top of all the stuff that I said about Lucky 7 having all that doom and all that invincibility, he also has a talent art within Lucky 7, which allows him to pretty much do Jin's level 3 in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which granted a break, topple, launch, and a smash. Now the cool strategies you can do with this actually is you can switch to another player, let the AI do its talent art, which has Pierce by the way, so there's a higher chance that he can get his combos going from his talent art, which he can do break, topple, launch, and you can instantly cut that out and go straight into a chain attack. Now your opponent is launched, and now you can go for your max damage cap smash combo. Now I also wanted to talk about how this build with Lucky 7 also reminds me of Xenoblade Chronicles X's dual guns and longsword builds. Now this combination absolutely broke the game, because on top of all the stuff that you have at your disposal with damage in this game, with Blossom Dance, you were able to get invincibility pretty much forever, because there was an art called Ghost Walker, and dual guns was pretty much the class that was always combined, because this granted you invincibility on top of overdrive, constantly recharging your arts as fast as possible. You can spam this and be invincible forever. Longsword had a move called Offensive Stance. It was an aura. Now this aura was supposed to have a drawback. The drawback was supposed to be that on top of you doing melee accuracy and melee damage, you took more damage. So that was the deficit. You had to be smart while using this. Well, when you combine this with something called Ghost Walker and you're invincible, you're pretty much immune to any attack. Does it really matter? Is the drawback ever there? Not really. Not saying Lucky 7 has a drawback, but you can see how this pretty much makes this insane, and you can just spam Blossom Dance to keep on doing your combos over and over again, and you're pretty much set. There's no real strategy. You're invincible. You can spam arts and you're just fine. What makes this actually even more ridiculous is that you don't get out of this form. This is your class, and this is how you rock for the entirety of any fight that you fight in Xenoblade Chronicles X. So yes, this was very broken, and it's very similar. It's pretty much this build, the Ether Blossom Dance build, with extra steps, if that makes sense, which is also kind of cool. But it is very strong currently in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and I just wanted to talk about how insanely strong Xenoblade Chronicles 3's Lucky 7 actually is. But with that being said, I hope this video was very enjoyable. I hope you kind of learned a thing or two. I just wanted to talk about how insanely strong this is. I just want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll try to do more Xenoblade Chronicles 3 content. I'm really trying to dive deep into the fun stuff of these games. So, that being said, have a good one, yo. Cheers.